Hey guys, I am Missy Tolley, your psychic medium and author. Today I'm going to talk to you about my do's and don'ts of smudging. So, the first thing I want to talk to you about is what do you need to do a full smudge or cleansing? So, I have an abalone shell, which represents the element of water. I do fill it with sand or dirt, which represents the element of earth. You can also consider using any of the herbs that you have also as the earth element. The fire element comes from either a match or a candle. I don't really like to use a lighter, but it does come in handy in certain situations. So there's the element of fire. The element of air would come from your smudge wand. Okay, so this is one that was handmade for my husband. I think he actually made it, but he has got animal fur on it. He's got an amethyst crystal. The feathers on here are absolutely beautiful. The ostrich feather kind of represents the evil eye, in my opinion. So anyway, so you can use this as the element of air. Also, when you put your smudge stick in the flame, it will represent the element of fire and air as it is filling up your space. So I'm going to show you kind of really quickly. Once you have your intention and you set your intention. So let's say you want to set your intention, and this is the first of 5 tips that I have for you. But number 1 is set your intention clearly. Make sure you have focus. If you don't have an intention, you can say a prayer. A lot of times people pray to St. Anthony for finding lost things. So basically you can set your intention, and that is one of the most important things. The second tip I have for you is don't actually blow out. Here, I'll show it to you. I do not blow out your smudge stick. I'm going to use a Palo Santo stick here, Palo Santo, however you want to say it. I'm just going to let it smolder here for a moment. It's not going to catch the whole thing on fire. It is a little bit more difficult to catch them on fire once it's already been burned, but that's okay. They still work. So if you're blowing out your flame, you're kind of like blowing out the intention. And as you saw, the flame kind of went out on its own. Oh my gosh, that just smells so good. I love Palo. But basically, remember that you're working with spirit energy. Oh, I love that. Isn't it beautiful too? You just want to be one with the spirit world. So don't control the cleansing by blowing out the flame, because it's going to kind of just blow the intention out the window, right? Yeah, so there you go. And as for my third tip for you is don't use your entire smudge stick. Like, I'm not going to use this whole thing. I'm not going to use this whole thing in one sitting. So I'm going to put my Palo down into the sand so I don't burn my hand, and I'm going to put it on my stand here on my desk. Okay. I'm going to let that the smoke kind of whiffed. All right. And then you can take a piece of your smudge stick and you can catch it on fire. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay. You're going to see this flame. Okay. It's going to go out on its own, just like that. Okay. You're letting the spirit world work with you, and you're really allowing that energy to come in. I love that. So you don't have to use the entire stick, and I'm going to kind of blow this around. And you can kind of see where the smoke is just kind of wafting. You can put this on you if you've had a bad day. Oh, it smells so good. And then you can put it in your room, in your car, in your shoe. You don't stick it in there. You let the smoke fill the space, right? Safety first, right? Okay. So you don't have to use the entire smudge stick. You can just tear it into pieces. You want to conserve these sacred herbs. It's considered sacred medicine to the Indigenous people. So conserving the herbs are going to be how you can respect the land and respect the spirit world and working with that spirit energy. Okay. So I'm going to put that back in just like that. And again, I don't have to burn myself, and I'm going to let it go out. And as you see, it's going out on its own for the most part. Okay. So consistency is my fourth tip on do's and don'ts. So consistency helps us to keep our focus and our intention in mind. So regularity helps us to reinforce our intention. So if you're smudging once a week, or maybe at the end of the week, or on a Sunday, whatever it is, just consistency is going to be key to really guiding our energy and letting our intention continue to manifest. Okay. So, tip number 5 is gratitude. It increases our intention. It helps to maintain focus as I lose focus, but it just helps you feel better. And when you're smudging, you can use different herbs. Okay, so a couple of herbs that you can use when you're smudging is, I actually like to use sweetgrass. I think it's a really great herb to use. It really helps to invite love and tranquility into your environment. I also like to use Palo Santo. You can use a smudge stick. You can use an incense stick. If you're in an apartment building or an office building or in your car and you can't have a flame and you don't want to fill it with smoke, then what I like to do is I like to use like a sage spray or a cleansing spray. You can do that with holy water as well. And the same thing you do, you kind of just spray it around like when you waft the smoke around your space, and that's going to help you to amplify that energy. So let me just kind of go backwards for a moment, and I'm going to give you those 5 tips right now. Okay. Tip number 1 is intention. It needs to be clear, concise, and focused. If you don't have an intention, then use a prayer. Tip number 2, do not blow out your smudge stick. Don't try to control the energy. Remember to work with the energy, be one with the spirit world, and it'll help you with your intention. Tip number 3 is don't use the entire smudge stick. You can break off little pieces and conserve the magical sacred herbs, and that's what the Indigenous people would do. Tip number 4 is consistency. Regularity reinforces our intention, and it helps to guide our energy to manifest and create whatever our intention was that we needed, not wanted. Tip number 5 is gratitude. It increases our intention. It brings more awareness to the energy flow. It maintains that focus, and it just makes you feel good. So if you're interested in learning more about smudging, I suggest you practice, and remember to open a window or a door. And remember, some sages, some smudge sticks do have a different type of scent. Some of them might be a little stronger than the others. So just play around with whatever you feel works. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.